With the increase in the price of crude oil in the global markets, there is heightened tension in Nigeria regarding any increase in the price of PMS in Nigeria. So will there be an increase in the pump price of PMS in Nigeria? The national president of Ipman, Alhaji Abubakar Migani Gerima, will be telling us all we need to know on today's edition of The Verdict on Ipman Today. You're welcome to Ipman Today. Thanks for joining us. This is NTA, the largest network in all of Africa. And like you know, this is Ipman Today, the flagship advocacy television show of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Yes, on today's edition of The Verdict, also the president will be telling us about the Petroleum Industry Stakeholders Forum held recently in Abuja. But before I bring you that conversation with the president on The Verdict, I'll bring you a tiny tidbit of a short conversation we had with the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Oil, Mr. Heineken Lokpobiri, where he highlighting certain thoughts concerning the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. Now, right after the verdict, I'll take you over to CNG Reports. On today's edition of CNG Reports, I'll bring you Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi. Now, this man is the National Program Coordinator of the Presidential CNG Initiative. No doubt the Presidential CNG Initiative under the leadership of Mr. Michael recorded huge and sublime achievements in the year 2024. Now, what is 2025 looking like for CNG in Nigeria? Now, this is the conversation I had with Mr. Michael, and that conversation we brought to you on CNG Report on Ipman Today. Now, right after CNG Report, you know, we always bring you oil and gas news. But on oil and gas news, I will not let the cat out of the bag, because I'm thinking and I'm knowing that you're wondering what is up on oil and gas news. This, like you know, is Ipman Today. This is NTA. My name is Afam Okone. I'll be back right after the short break. Let me quickly take you to the Petroleum Industry Stakeholders Forum, where we had this short conversation with Mr. Heineken Lokpobiri. Of course, you know that he is the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources Oil. Yes, he had some sublime thoughts to share to every Nigerian concerning the oil and gas industry. Let's go.
The whole essence of today's, meeting is to bring the entire leadership of the industry, oil, industry together, so that we'll be able to build consensus around certain things that we think will be better for the industry. The main reason is to, bring everybody together to be able to form a forum, like the bankers committee that talks about banking issues. You won't hear anybody going, outside that sector. That committee to be, going to the public, to settle scores. You also have a similar committee, in the capital market, where you have a capital market committee where, they sit together, evolve policies, and there is some issues, that arise from there. So we felt that it would be imperative going forward for us to bring all, leaders of the oil industry together, so that we can have, the petroleum industry, stakeholders forum, or committee, as it may be called. We're going to be meeting, maybe on a quarterly basis or bi-monthly or whatever. We're going to agree on that. But in today's meeting, being the inaugural one, we haven't agreed on when we're going to be, but likely it's going to be quarterly. But the whole idea is to have a one-stop shop where all stakeholders will gather together, address issues, concerns, evolve policies, so that we always build consensus so that the oil industry will grow, very fast, the way we want, want it to be. The real issue is to bring, a forum, to create a forum where the leadership of the oil industry will be together to discuss issues affecting the oil industry. Just like you have the bankers committee, you have, the capital market committee that sits from time to time to address issues concerning those sectors. Life itself is full of challenges. I'm sure even in your own house you have challenges. Everybody wake up with one challenge or the other. So this sector also has its own peculiar challenges. But what we want to do is to see how we can bring everybody together. Part of the challenges we have, when we came on board, was to see how we can ramp up production. We're already doing that. We're not where we want to be, but we're already getting there. The other challenge was, availability of products. Where you see queues, when there are queues, prices are likely going to go up. People, take jerry cans and sell. Those are issues that we have been able to address. We're also, trying to address the issue of, policy conflicts, where you see one agency making a policy that will be in conflict with another agency. We're also trying to address whatever concerns. People are talking about different issues where you have, part of OPT's concern is that they said Nigeria has, so many taxes and levies, over 271, highest in the world. And these are issues that we want to sit down on the table to address. So there will always be challenges. Life itself is a challenge.
You're welcome back from that short conversation we had with Mr. Heineken Lokpobiri. Of course, you know by now that he is the Honorable Minister for State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, and he had such sublime thoughts to share with us concerning the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. Right now, I'll take you to the verdict, where I'll bring you Alhaji Abubakar Migani Gorima. On this edition of the verdict, the President will be talking to us on issues regarding any increase in the pump price of PMS in Nigeria. Let's go. Hello, you're welcome to today's edition of Ipman Today. Mr. President, you're welcome on set.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alfan.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's begin with the Petroleum Stakeholders Forum, which you were part of recently. Tell us, what is the importance of such events, especially for Ipman like you, sir?
In the process like this, whereby the energy sector has to be discussed. So the forum is to bring the whole participant in the oil industry so that to discuss on the way forward on this new regime which we are into. That is the removal of the fuel subsidy.
Yes.
And then how are we feeling about it, and what can we do to bring proper solution in the industry.
Was it fruitful to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it's very fruitful because the minister has tried his best, because this is the first time for a minister to invite the whole stakeholders in the industry and see how he can be able to unite them together for the development of the country. So it's a very good, welcome development.
Okay, Mr. President, let's talk about the recent surge in oil prices around the world. Why should this affect our pump price in Nigeria? People are thinking that since we have the crude oil, Dangote refinery is refining crude oil for Nigeria, turning it into PMS. Should the increase in PMS price around the world or crude oil price in the global market affect PMS price in Nigeria as well?
Well, in fact, I think I cannot say the fuel price has been increased, because up till now, to the best of my knowledge, we people who has a partnership with the Dangote MRS, we have been loading our product without any increment. But the time when we started getting increment, I will let you know. And I cannot say anything much about the recent development, which some of the private depot owners are hiking the price. Yes. But we can address that one. But I'm telling you, Nigerians should not feel panic. The fuel is available, and we independent marketers, we have no intention of changing our price, unless if we get change in price through where we have been taking.
Okay, so the issue of private depot owners increasing the price of PMS has nothing to do with your arrangement with Dangote and MRS?
Yes, up till now we didn't get any change of price. We have been buying through Dangote the way we have been buying before. So there is no need for increasing our pump price. But definitely I heard that some of my marketers are complaining the private depot owners has increased their rate of price. But I tell them the best solution, they should go and register to MRS Dangote so that they will be getting their price at a lower rate.
Okay, but Mr. President, I know you are the president of Ipman, and Ipman, I dare say, is the largest body that comprises oil marketers in Africa. Why would you think, in your own opinion as the president of Ipman, why are independent depot owners increasing the pump price? Do you think they're getting it from Dangote refinery? And if they are, you are not increasing, your members are not increasing, so why are they increasing, sir?
Actually, that is the reason why I say I don't want to talk much on that, but presently today we are together with their president for Depot Owners Association.
Okay, that man.
And yes, and she said she wanted to sit together with me. So definitely when we sit together, I will know why her members are increasing the rate of the product. so that I will get much information about the reason why they are increasing. And that is the reason why through our forum today, we informed the minister, we said they should encourage Dangote because he has been assisting independent petroleum marketers. And if you observe, it's just like say he has give a transportation money.
Yes.
Because the way person who is selling product in Lagos, the same thing people are selling in Maiduguri, Kano, and other parts of the country, including even Port Harcourt, Calabar, and the rest of them.
So is this for the good of Nigerians or is for the good of Ipman?
No, for the good of Nigerians, because, you know, immediately we independent petroleum marketers, we get lower rates. We have to go and sell it to our customers at a lower rate. And people are patronizing us now because of the price.
Yes, certainly.
And he have even started expanding the program. The Warri too, they have started loading such kind of product.
Okay.
Warri, yes.
That's the Warri depot.
Not Warri.
Ipman, sorry.
Ipman, that is the Dangote Emirates arrangement.
Okay.
Yes, our members has already started loading in Warri. And they were telling me they will extend it to Calabar and Port Harcourt. So by the time when they have done that, almost the whole part of country will experience that uniform price.
So kudos to you, Mr. President. I think you made this
happen.
Thank
you very much. Yes, actually, yes. That is the work that we have been doing to see that at least our marketers are in the business.
Thank you, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Because in recent time, in the history of Ipman leadership, you have been able to galvanize this arrangement to suit and to better the lives of Nigerians.
Yes, quite all right. And Nigerians too are happy, and they have been praying for us every day.
Certainly they have. Yeah. And those are the last words, sir. What would be your last words?
The last word that I would like to congratulate Mr. President Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu for bringing all his dream into reality in the oil sector. Actually, this deregulation has come and it has stayed. So there is no problem, there is no challenges. And most of the people has witnessed the festivity. There is no scarcity. And instead, even increasing the price is even coming down. So it's a wonderful thing. So we pray to Mr. President, may God give him the courage to be doing the good work that he has been doing.
That is the wrap. May God give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the courage to continue doing the good work that he's been doing. That is the submission of the President of Ipman, Alhaji Abubakar Migani Gerima. Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We go over now to CNG report, still on Ipman today. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu continues to work hard to ensure that Nigerians enjoy the dividends of democracy. Now, that is the submission of Alhaji Abubakar Shetima, the president of Ipman, regarding the hard, sublime efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, right now, I'll take you over to CNG report, where I told you earlier that I'll be bringing you Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi. Now, he is the national program coordinator of the presidential CNG initiative. He has some interesting thoughts to share with us concerning the plans of the PCNGI for CNG in Nigeria in this year, 2025. Let's go. No doubt the PCNGI recorded many sublime achievements in the outgoing year 2024 in terms of CNG. Now, what does 2025 hold for CNG in Nigeria? Now, on this segment of CNG report, that's on this special edition, I'm with Mr. Michael now. He is the National Program Coordinator of the Presidential CNG Initiative. Mr. Michael, Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you. Thanks for having me.
Better to have you. To have you. Now, 2024, you did so much in terms of massive achievements in CNG, recording sublime turnover with, conversion of vehicles to CNG and opening of refill outlets. What is 2025 looking like for CNG?
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks to your viewers. And first of all, I want to appreciate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his vision for this program. Because it takes a great leader to be able to envision a better life for his people in order to ensure that the country itself develops and rises among the Committee of Nations. For far too long, Nigeria has been wasting our natural resources, and we have been importing petroleum to fuel our vehicles, either diesel or petrol, to the detriment of our economy. Mr. President took the challenge by the gauntlet and bull by the horn, and has delivered to Nigerians not just a better life with respect to CNG, but even the petroleum itself. We started last year with no refineries that was producing petrol,
Yes.
and we ended the year with 3 refineries producing petrol. And with respect to CNG, a country that barely had 7 conversion centers, we ended the year with 193 conversion centers.
Wow.
We promised 100.
Sorry, 193 conversion centers.
Yes, correct.
Amazing.
And we started the year with barely 4,000 vehicles running on CNG, and by the end of the year, including trucks that were imported and converted, and vehicles running around the country, there were close to 50,000. So one of our critical work this year is to work with our partners, to work with the both our infrastructure partners like NNPC, NIPCO, BOVAS, the ADGs,
Ipman.
MRS, Ipman members, a lot of them are to deliver more refueling stations, but also to work with our conversion partners. A lot of them can house modular refueling units because we were able to work with the NMDPRA at the end of last year to develop guidelines and processes around deploying these containerized refueling units. So this is the year of infrastructure.
This is the year of infrastructure.
This is the year of infrastructure for CNG. Our work is to make sure we also concentrate the deployment in the 2 major cities that has the most traffic intensity, that is Abuja and Lagos. But around them, of course, there's so many cities you have to transit. It's transportation, so it's not just static. So you're in Lagos, where you're going to Ota, you're going to Abeokuta, you're going to Ibadan in the immediate environment, and maybe to Ilorin, but you're in Lagos, and that Lagos must feel the impact of CNG. We deployed some buses during the Euro-type period in Lagos-Ibadan route. We saw prices crashing from 8,000 to 3,200 naira.
Yes.
On that particular route. Other people who are even using petrol buses, and we started charging 6,000 naira instead of the normal 8,000 naira.
The prices went down.
It went down because of the impact of the CNG buses. And we know we can do this a lot across Nigeria, especially between Lagos and Abuja. So these are our intents. It's the year of intensified, concentrated deployment, as well as the year of infrastructure.
Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Are we looking at the same arrangement you had in Oyo State with Oyo State pace setters? Let's be specific, because Nigerians want to know. Nigerians are traveling a lot.
Across the country, we're going to continue to see. We are seeing the private sector step up. We are seeing the subnationals. Yesterday, I had a meeting with the governor of Cross River State. He's deploying CNG buses, and we are supporting him with the expertise and knowledge with GACN and the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, deployed in situ, because he's an NDDC state. So what we will see is that there will be 2 layers. There will be our own active direct work going on in these 2 major cities, and then all the other cities will be working through their different regional development commissions, which thankfully, I think the only zone now that does not have one is the North Central.
Yes, the North Central, yes.
But I'm told that there's
already
a bill or the offing for them as well. But that's very important. That's the whole point of regional development commissions. And the president, in his speech, New Year Day speech this year, spoke specifically to the mobilization of subnational towards the CNG framework and CNG dream. I think that's the direction we're heading. We will mobilize more of the state's resources and the regional development commissions towards ensuring that Nigerians is CNG-fied completely for the end of the year.
Okay, now let's talk about refuel stations. I mean, because I'm sure you've been watching my program, and I'm talking to Nigerians who are very, very enthusiastic about CNG. They love CNG, but something's at the back of their minds. Every time I talk to them, they're asking, are we going to see more CNG refuel stations? They are eager to have these things.
Yes, and it's happening in real time. So, like I said, we started the year last year with 20 of them. We ended the year with 50. It's not enough. But
it's not enough compared to population of Nigeria.
No, it's not. It's not at all. We need at least to even begin to have some settled mind. You have about 2,000, 2,500 for you to say that you are there.
That's across the country?
Across the country. Okay. So we are not there, but Rome was not built in a day. And I can tell you that 86 are already approved for establishment by the NMDPRA. So there's a regulatory
across the country now, 86.
Yes, permitting process, yes. Of that 86, about 60% of them are in Lagos and Abuja as well. So we are also working directly with our, like I said, our core partners and conversion partners to deploy at least additional 100 in conversion centers, because that makes it easy. Because if you go to a conversion center, you convert your vehicle, you know that you can come back to the same place to refuel. So our vision is to continue to work with the big investors, members of Ipman and Ipman, to roll out at their stations the add-on platforms, as the case may be for refueling, while we also support the conversion centers that are already doing the conversions, that delivered all of those countless conversions to us, either through the CIP, Conversion Incentive Program, or the CALM, the Credit Access for Light and Mobility, or even directly private sector driven conversion, as the case may be.
Now, sincerely, I believe all you've said, and I know the future is looking bright, 2025, especially for CNG. Now, what are your last words before we call this a wrap, and we go over to oil and gas news? Your
Last words is don't give up, keep plugging. CNG is here to stay. It's safer, it's cheaper, more reliable.
Yes, like I always say on this program, CNG is here to stay, CNG is here to succeed. Now, this is Mr. Michael Oluwabumiga. He is the National Program Coordinator of the Presidential CNG Initiative on CNG Report on Ipman today. Over now to oil and gas news. Now, this year, like Mr. Michael rightly said, is the year of infrastructure for CNG in Nigeria. They are doing quite a lot to ensure that CNG infrastructure is deployed across Nigeria for the benefits of all Nigerians who wish to convert the vehicles to CNG. Yes, like you always know, like I always say, CNG is here to stay and CNG is here to succeed. Now, I bring you oil and gas news. Don't go anywhere, please. Now, this is the part that I hate the most, the part where I have to draw the curtains on today's edition of Ipman Today. Many thanks for staying with us throughout the entire duration of this show. Remember, Ipman Today will be back same time next week. Yes, same time next week like this at 10:05 on Monday, where we'll bring you another interesting edition of Ipman Today, and you get to learn a whole lot concerning what is happening in the oil and gas market. This is NTA, the largest network in all of Africa, no doubt. So just don't touch your dial while NTA continues with the sublime broadcasting. My name is Afam Okone.